majority of us join any job or business so that we can have a great life. That is the sole purpose for the beginning of any job, career, business, whatever we do. For most of us, we want to have a great life. But when the life itself becomes a question, then what's the point? Welcome back, guys. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I usually do on my channel. And usually you must have seen that I do not speak on sensitive topic, and there's a reason for that. I don't do it. The point is why I'm doing it for Anna's case, because I really felt the calling to do the video this time, because this is not rare, guys. And I have been through something really similar, and thankfully I survived, but it took me 1 year of medication, lot of mindset shift to get my life back to normal. And I really feel if I share some of those experiences, learnings with you guys, then it will be really helpful for you. And even if a single person watching this video can benefit from my learnings, I think it's worth for me to make this video. So it's not going to be some motivation video or health video. It's purely going to be a experience video where I let you know, guys, that how stress appears in your work life and how you identify it, how you navigate your path through that stress so that you can safeguard yourself, for your loved ones, for your own good. Because let me tell you guys, it's not rare. I mean, it may sound like one of the case, but there have been many incidents. So I think it's time for a wake-up call for all of us, that we pay attention and we make ourselves aware of what's going on around us and how to take care of ourselves. On that note, let's get started. So the first thing that I want to mention is that the biggest problem in these scenarios is that nobody else in the world can decide for us or tell us that how severe the stress has affected us. Not any blood test, not your doctor, not your best friend, not your parents, spouse. Nobody in the world can really tell how much that impact is. Only you can feel it. It's so individual that other soul cannot tell how you're feeling about that situation. So it's only you, one single person, who can tell how much the impact is. And you also cannot measure it. There's no measurement tool for stress. Yes, maybe some hormone level can be checked, but not the actual impact of the stress and how it is impacting your body. So you have to take that responsibility for yourself. So listen to rest of the points really carefully so that you can evaluate your situation. You can come to a conclusion that if you need help, if you need to walk away, what exactly you need to do. And then comes a very interesting point, which not many people are consciously aware of. Even I learned it the hard way. I always associated stress with overworking. Overworking as in, if you're working longer hours, that automatically means stress. So obviously that adds to the stress, the physical stress, mental stress. But let me tell you guys, the actual stress comes from the fact that you're doing a work which you do not like, that you're pushing yourself to do which you do not want to do or you do not like to do. The work that you like to do, you'll spend happily, 8, 9 hours, even 12 hours a day doing it, and you'll not feel that suffocated, that stressed, that burnout. You will not feel that. Yes, physically you'll be exhausted, you would need sleep, you would need to rest as a human being, but that's a different story. You must have seen a lot of hardworking people, laborers, farmers working in the field. They work really hard, they get exhausted, their body needs rest and all of that, but they don't die because of stress. So stress happens when every single cell of your body is saying that I do not want to do this work, but you mentally are pushing yourself so hard that no, you have to do it. You have to do it. There is no other way. That combination of forcing yourself to do the work that you do not like with the fact that there is no other way out, that creates stress. And in that environment, in that work, even if you spend like 2 hours, 4 hours every single day, that's enough to disturb how your body functions. You do not need to work 12 hours in those scenarios to get sick. You can actually get sick even after working 3-4 hours in that mental scenario if you're not liking the work. And here it's important to understand that it's just not the liking, like I do not like it, like a casual thing. No, you will know it when you come across any such task. Your body will resist it, will not want to do it. You will feel as if you are suffocated, you're not able to breathe. Your body wakes up in the morning and you immediately feel sick, you do not want to go to work. if you are in that kind of job which you do not like to do at all. So next time when you're feeling really stressed about something and the other person gives you that gyan of, oh, but you do not work that long hours, why are you so stressed? Do not buy into that opinion, because yes, long working hours are stressful. Without a break, it's humanly just not possible to function at a healthy level. But stress can come in so many other ways. And if your body says you're stressed, listen to it, not to someone else. Doesn't matter who the other person is. Next important thing that people do not realize is that when we feel little stress or anxious, we think, oh, it's just that feeling of anxiousness, nothing else. It will go away. The feeling of stress, it will go away. It's nothing like that. But no, guys, those feelings are a sign that something is going wrong within your body. You have to understand that. A lot of people do not accept this fact that if emotionally they are feeling disturbed, then that means there will be some implications inside your body which will manifest themselves physically. Physically, you will have ailments, you will have pain, you will have some form of sickness that will come out of it. And it's not very difficult to understand. I'm sure you all can relate that whenever there is an anxious moment, if there is any big event coming in your life, maybe within your family or maybe in your business, you always feel that nauseous feeling, or sometimes people fall sick before a major event. That is because your body is feeling anxious, and those anxious and stressed feelings are responsible to manifest those sickness in your life. And it happens so much with me that if at night while sleeping, if I'm scared, I dreamt of something really bad, scary, nightmare, I always wake up with either a headache or I'll have a backache. And believe me, till date I have found no logical reason that why that would be happening, because I sleep the same way, I sleep in the same environment, same temperature. I don't know why that is happening. So these are proofs that whatever we feel inside our body, it actually impacts our body physically, and then body starts manifesting all kind of sickness in our body if we are stressed for a longer period of time. Next thing to understand is that if fear of losing your job is so high that it's almost higher than the fear of losing your life, then there is something wrong with you or in your life. You must fix it. It's not normal. This feeling is not normal, my friend. जिंदा रहोगे तो कुछ करोगे ना, जिंदा रहोगे तो कोई job होगी. So if your fear of losing life is smaller than losing, I should say, any other thing in life, then you must work on correcting that. Next very important point to understand is that we all, every single one of us, is very different when it comes to processing stress and adversity in our life. One person can handle a thing very easily while the other person can almost die out of it. So just because your team member, your peer is happily pulling all-nighters, is happily working 16 hours and nothing is impacting him, no scenario, no situation, no escalation, that does not mean that you are obligated to do that work happily. If you are feeling stressed, if you do not want to do that work, there should be no doubt in your mind that this is something you should walk away from. You never know how that person's life is or how that person is processing the stress or other things in his or her life. So do not try to validate your stress level basis how somebody else is handling it. Let me give you a very simple example here and you'll never be confused again. I'm someone who is not very good at processing seeing other people injured as in like really injured on accident scenes and all. So whenever I come across such scenarios, such incidents, I just walk away. I don't even look at the scene that what has happened. Now when I walk away, do I know that people will judge me? Obviously I know. Do I know that people will call me weak or selfish or no, somebody inhuman? I definitely know all of that. But inside of me, I know that I'm walking away for myself. I'm walking away because forget about helping them, then I would need help for hospitalization if I put myself into that scene and be present in that scene. And on the other hand, there are tons of people who happily help those people and take care of them. There are doctors, nurses who take care of such patients, make sure that they feel better, and obviously they are present there watching every single thing and they're fine with it. They are fine with processing that kind of stress. I am not, and so many people are not. I'm sure some of you can relate to it, and you see how different we are wired. So Does that mean that I label myself weak and I live under this guilt that, oh my god, I cannot do this? Or do I let other people's judgment reach me and then I force myself to be there in such scenarios? I do not do that, because I know I am doing that service for myself. So likewise, you'll find so many things at your workplace, for example, toxicity, politics, stress, overworking, and whatnot. And you'll find that there are a lot of people who are fine with it, who are just thriving in it and are okay working in such a scenario, and they just brush off things and do not take things on heart, or do not keep thinking about things, or these scenarios are not stressing out them. But that does not mean that there's something wrong with you if you are being stressed because of those scenarios. If you cannot handle politics, if you cannot handle toxicity, if you do not want to work for long hours, so please honor the way nature has wired you. Respect yourself, respect your boundaries. Just because the other person is feeling comfortable in a situation, it does not mean that that very situation is okay, or there is nothing wrong with it. It's only you who can tell how you're feeling about any situation, and it has nothing to do with the other person, no matter who the other person is, because they cannot understand. Will other people judge you? Of course they will judge you. They might say, oh, you cannot handle this much work pressure, oh, you cannot handle this much of a politics, it's everywhere. Yes, it's everywhere, but it's you who will decide which work environment works for you, which not. If you're not okay with it, if your body is not able to take it, if you're stressing about it, if every single day when you wake up in the morning you dread going to the office as if somebody's killing you once you reach there, then please walk away without having the guilt of feeling less capable, less worth. Just listen to your body and be aware that there's nothing wrong with you. You are just wired differently from those people who are finding it comfortable, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You are equally normal as them. It's just that you got a little different configuration from God, and you must honor it. Another big part of the problem is that we all idolize companies way too much. Since the time we start studying or preparing for any career, the first one thing every single person will say, oh, this and that is my dream company. I mean, your dream company should be the company that you create from your own hands, from scratch. A company where you'll be doing a slavery from 9 to 5 or 9 to 8, whatever. That cannot be your dream company. नौकर महल में हो या नौकर किसी generic household में हो, नौकर नौकर ही होता है. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're working in a glorified MNC company or you're working in a small company. Unless you're working for yourself, it can't be a dream company. You cannot call it a dream company. And I've mentioned this in my recent video as well, that how not to let companies use you, rather how you can use companies to design your own life towards financial freedom. If you have not watched it, you can watch it if you're interested. And irony is that you can search it on LinkedIn or Google as well. The bigger the company is, the bigger the stresses, health issues are. Most of the cases, like Anna's case, you'll find them in these big companies only, because big companies means big reputation in person's mind, and then big reputation means they have to prove themselves, even if it is at the cost of their health. They do not realize it sooner. So does that mean working for companies is wrong? No, it's not. You can definitely work in the companies and build your future, but do not idealize them. Just know that that's just a source of income. That's a means from where you are getting funds to invest in your financial freedom. That's all jobs are same. It doesn't matter if it is some big MNC or a small company. Whichever company is providing you work which aligns with peace of your mind, just go for it. And next, I want to say that stop expecting honesty from people who keep lying to themselves. The corporate friend who brags about his big job, the big money he makes, the car he bought with all that money, the parties he go to, the opportunities he get. See, as a HR, I can tell you one thing from behind the scenes is that companies can only provide you money. How you design or perceive your life is totally up to you. I've literally seen people who hated every single day on their job and they wish to leave the job every single day. But when it comes to telling about their job to their friends and families, they brag about it. So do not buy into those opinions. I just want to say that these things will keep happening until we do not take control in our own hands, or we do not realize our own responsibility. Because ultimately, nobody is pushing you physically to be present on the job or do something. Most of the employments are at will only. You can give the notice and leave anytime. But if you still decide to be there, if you still decide to be part of that toxicity, that stress, that crazy madness, so who's responsible for it ultimately? Our company is responsible, or we are responsible? We have fostered a culture where we give companies so much power, we put them on so much higher pedestal. We do our jobs out of fear. We do not realize our rights. We do not realize that we can speak up. We do not realize that we can walk away. We do not realize that we always have a choice. We have put those boundaries to ourselves that we cannot walk away. What if we lose our job? What if our manager give us bad rating if we do not show up on a weekend? What if my performance appraisal is messed up? Your performance appraisal doesn't mean anything if your mental health gets messed up. That manager, that company will not come to support you. You must have seen in the news, nobody from EY even attended her funeral. That explains a lot. That explains a lot. So next time when you feel tempted to put in those extra work hours just because you feel obliged to, because your manager has asked you to, and you go to work instead of spending that time with your loved ones, with your parents, with your family, think again. Think again who will support you in difficult times and who will be present when you leave this world. EY will find another person to do that job as soon as possible, maximum a month or two. But think about her parents, her family. They will never be able to fill that void, that vacuum in their entire lifetime. I do not want to drag the conversation. I just want to say that, guys, do not give anyone, anybody the control to mess up your life, your physical and mental health, and especially your mental health, because you might feel that it's just little stress, it's just little anxiety, nothing else, but you don't know that you're slowly getting killed. And simple signs will start showing up like BP, diabetes, all these things, and then you will feel, oh, these are lifestyle diseases, not because of my work, not because of the little stress I go through. You never know what is going there, and then those small symptoms will become big, and then you end up in a situation that you can't reverse. It's not worth it. Do not give that control to anybody, and realize that you have the power to change things. You literally have the power to change things. You have to just decide to do it. I guess that's all I wanted to say. And someday, if possible, I might share my story, what exactly happened, why I went through that situation, how I survived, how luckily I survived and I'm alive, and how I was able to turn back things to normal. Though it took a year, but I certainly did turn them back to normal. So if you're interested to know all of that, you can let me know, because if you don't want to hear, then I do not want to bore you with all those details. But yes, I wish you all the best, and may none of you face similar situations, and you be aware and take care of yourself, because your family, your loved ones really needs you. With that, I'm signing off, and you keep on watching more content on the Corporate Diaries. Take care, be happy. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.